Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Gears of War 3 on the Series X, and this is my insane difficulty guide and walkthrough. We're currently on Act 3-4. It is entitled Ghost Town. So this is a fairly brief and not too challenging stage. I do want to mention, though, that the next chapter, at the end of it, there's a very difficult part, perhaps one of the more challenging sections in the entire game, aside from the final boss, that is. But it is very helpful to come to that part with incendiaries. If I haven't mentioned it before, you always want incendiaries to frag grenades. The incendiaries are just much better, and that's perhaps the reason why you only get 2 of them. So we have several proximity mines to set to disengage. If you wander too far away from those pipeline charges, you'll result in a fail state. So it's really as simple as just going up to them and pressing a button, and that's the extent of it, truly. But you don't want to miss them. I mean, they're pointed out to you, so you can't really miss them. Up here, there's a cutscene in which a sniper takes a shot at you. A moment ago, you saw me head over there to the left. If you go down the stairs, there's a flamethrower weapon. I don't ever use the flamethrowers in this game because I think they're garbage. But this is the first of the 2 incendiary grenades in this chapter. So you can feel free to use one of these. Actually, both. You can use both of those incendiaries because there will be a replacement for those after this fight. So you don't need to worry. This is a little disorienting, this area down here, because there's a cutscene, and then you're placed in a different location, and enemies are running at you right away. These are former enemies. I like these enemies only because they don't have too much HP, and if you melee them, even though they're lambent, they don't blow up. There's some odd conceit about it where even if you chainsaw them, they don't blow up. So it's nice in that respect. The only bad thing about coming back into this area over here is your fucking wife, of course. She's in the way. She'll do everything she can to get in your way. So just be careful of that. And formers are best dealt with by finding a narrow hall like the one we're in, even though it's not too long. So you want to funnel these enemies down narrow hallways so that they can't flank you at all. So ideally, best case scenario, you're at the end of one dead end hall, and all of the enemies are coming at you just straight away, straight ahead of you. That's the idea of funneling them, so they can only attack you one way. Because if there's any choice about it, they'll go left and right and straight at you and flank you, and ultimately just give you a really bad time. So don't hesitate to use the flames. I guarantee there's another pickup for them coming up. So there's going to be some more formers over to the right, and they have a hard time mantling up here, in part because your teammates kind of stand in front of the mantling point and shoot down at them. So it gives them kind of a double problem in that respect. So there's going to be a couple more guys coming over from the right, and then at some point they're going to spawn from the door right there that I'm aiming at right now. There's going to be another spawn of them coming out there. So it would be ideal to throw a flame right over them and spawn kill them. I should have spawn killed them. I'm just really frugal about using incendiaries, and I didn't know that there was another pickup for them until I got to it. I'm not sure who is. Somebody's firing up into the rafters over there. I have no idea if one of the formers got trapped up there somehow, but really odd. I'm not sure, because it looks like somebody has a long shot and they're firing up into the rafters up there. And again, I have no clue what the fuck they were doing about that. But here's the room that has those incendiaries. So I believe the incendiaries that we just passed, those are the last ones that exist, leading up all the way to the end of the next chapter. And at the end of the next chapter, trust me, if you have those, you'll be thanking me. Okay, so this is an awkward part. Your teammate is supposed to grab the end of this weapon and consistently be feeding you bullets, so that if your teammate ever has a problem, maybe they get attacked by, and I think it happens over here. So with this sort of situation, you don't ever want to be reloading. So in theory, your teammate is going to be constantly feeding you bullets so that you don't have to reload. Because if you have to reload, the reload is extremely long. And oh yeah, my wife fell right there. My wife, who was feeding me those bullets, she fell. So we had a problem there. And it's awkward because the enemies can mantle up the side bags on both sides, and sometimes you just have to resort to blind firing, because if you aim in, you have less of a field of vision, and you can't accurately ascertain from which direction the threats are coming. But once you run out of ammunition, well, what I do is I try to find a place where I could conceivably funnel enemies down here. I thought that they would all possibly come down those stairs. And you notice I'm using incendiaries over here. Don't use those. The only reason I'm using them is because I've already done the next chapter, and I'm actually coming back to this chapter long after the fact, because there was a problem with the editing and I had to redo the entire video. So I'm just using the incendiaries, knowing that I've already got the next video completely recorded and already uploaded, so it's perfectly fine. But in this whole area, there's no one place where you can funnel down enemies properly. That's why you've got to be on your toes the whole time. And it's just a completely chaotic situation that I hope you can try to exert some calm on. Okay, so once everything's done, the guy up there is going to send down the ladders for you. And if you want to pick up a Retrolancer, there's one over here, right next to that small box of ammunition. And then that will do it for 3-4. So remember, bring those incendiaries into 3-5. And until I see you again, please take care.